Welcome back to episode 182 of the Craftverse series. And I got those little flanks in as I said I would between episodes. I now need to add in the quote-unquote roof of this level, which is just a ceiling, because there's going to be one final level above that. But it is starting to come together, and that is very nice to see. So let's go ahead and place in... Oop! I don't fall to my death over here, what the heck? Start from the ceiling, I guess. Cows! This farm is having an identity crisis. It thinks it's a cow farm. In fact, it is a sheep farm. You don't actually cull the sheep, but I will have to cull these cows. Unless they're smart enough to despawn. Yes, you. Don't sass me. What did I just say? Cow sass. Okay. So, we're going to stretch this 4-high wall over to here, where the first bit of light's going to go. We're going to continue bringing this over to about here, and then fill this in. This will make it a lot easier to put in the next layer of lighting that I need to do. Just as well, we're going to bring this over. Have it go to about this corner as well. And I don't want this to stretch all the way to the wall. This is going to have its own line of lighting. It's going to have an interesting design element to the floor, but it's intended to make sure there is adequate light throughout the entire build, and I never have to worry about things spawning in here for any reason. That does get to be extended out, and then this gets brought over back to the wall. Now, it's going to be interesting trying to do these sections. So I think I'll let them sit for a minute. Focus on one little step at a time. You get extended out, and then I bring you back to the middle. This makes it easier to not have things get sucked into the hopper minecarts down below while I'm in the building stage. Oh, perfect. You never make it to the minecart hoppers. I could just kill you now. Where'd the other one go? Don't hear him anymore, so I think it despawned. Now there's a chicken. To be fair, it's probably the same chicken from last episode. So we bring these over. Alright, so you might be wondering why I have these stairs in my hotbar if I'm not placing them. I will be placing them along these pathways here. And to mark where those go, I have these little archways. Actually remove you because you get to become the light source as well. And then I do the same thing to this side. And then to the matching set of entrances, the other half of the build. And everything links up. So it's one big archway like a tunnel. Go ahead and get these put in as well. That way you see the 3. While I'm doing this, I might as well be as thorough as I can. So you see that little quarter, 1, 2, and 3, and then that's the stair, so it adds up to being the same length of fencing I have to go all the way around with. Because this will have a fence wrapped around it so I don't fall and break my shins. Before you say anything, yes, I'm aware Steve does not actually have shins. Well, that's just going to sit up there now, isn't it? It's a figure of speech. Alright, so when you walk in here, you can easily walk through and it covers over this way. So now I need to start getting some of the sea lanterns in. These things are going to start spawning if I'm not careful. Can bring this all the way down as additional lighting. We skip these because these are the entrances, but we do bring this all the way down. Part 1. That's why I took more than one stack. We're just going to go ahead and do this. So I can potentially start getting the elevators installed as well. So that will make things just a bit easier. Having these corner blocks lit up. You see how many are spawning out there? It's nice that I don't have to stress about that now. Now I can bring this all the way down to the edge. So this one is meant to be all the way down to the other elevator. And I can go grab that block before it despawns and is a waste. Okay. Now I want these to connect. And I want this one to go directly across here. And then these connect, and I fill the rest in with the endstone bricks. Can you see the vision yet? Stairs, I need actual bricks. Don't need those. Now we're not going to bother getting the sheep in just yet because I have to get some more glass smelted up. I don't remember where I put my glass. If it's in my inventory, that'll be great, but I still seriously doubt that I have enough. Okay, so this is what we have to mirror onto the other side. But I am going to go ahead and quickly get this side's light source blocks in. Do I have enough with me? Okay, I've got that stack. Okay, and on top of this, I get to cover it with other things. I have enough to get both of the elevator shafts on this side installed, but then I have to grab some more out of my shulker box. Now, doing it with the light source blocks as I do makes it so even if you were doing this in a freezing biome, it wouldn't freeze your elevators and possibly kill you. I had a bit of a snafu on the Awkward Kingdom a year or so ago when I had a 1-block water source elevator drop. I had a very specific enchantment that I had totally forgotten I had put on my boots. Yeah, Frostwalker. Apparently, because of the freezing effect on the single block and not having another block underneath what was preventing that water source from falling, I sladed through the ice, through the single block between me and open air, and then shot down to a 15 block drop. That was fun. It probably would have killed me, but I think the game bugged out so much that it went, wait, what did we just do? Does not compute. And instead of killing me, it just did like 75% of my hearts. So that was a fun discovery. 1 out of 10 would not recommend. You know, unless you're an adrenaline junkie and you like that sort of thing. Kudos to you for surviving that lifestyle, but it's not for me. Stretch this all the way across. Have these meet up after the fact. I'm just going to bring you all the way over. It's easier to do that if I actually have you in my slot. All the way down. Glad I'm crouched. And by doing this, I also very much protect that redstone. So I don't have to worry about it being washed away if water does somehow fall in this general area. Not that there ever should be any water. I think out of all of the builds I have used sea lanterns for, this has been the most I've put in a single one. Because this is all technically the exact same build. It's just multiple tiers. And there's so many sea lanterns. This is easily like 2 full nights of AFK at my Guardian farm. Between everything that I've actually spent on this. And what I still have to spend because I still have to add in a giant roof. And yes, it is a fairly massive roof. Don't worry, we're not using the end stone bricks for the roof. We're just using it for the walls leading up to the roof. So, there's that. Okay. Stretch this all the way down. I feel like there's enough light in that. It's got a lid up underneath the water, and it's got lit up underneath the ceiling turned floor. It's not really a floor yet till I start putting stuff on top of it. That's the laws of flooring, right? You have to put something on it for it to technically not be a ceiling. At least if it's elevated like so. Okay, just 2 more little segments to go. And then the flooring of this beast is in. Huh. Okay, the flooring of this level is in. Nice, big, flat expanse. Now what could I possibly be filling it with? You will see very soon. This goes up a certain number of blocks, which I will get to another time, actually. What I want to do, now that I think about it, is finish getting in all of the stairs for the level below. So we're going to grab all of these. And we're going to go down to this stairwell here, the short one. And you can see this looks more like a mini mall of sorts. But we're going to stretch this until it wraps to about here. And connects to the end of the hall. We're going to do the same thing over here. using the light sources as the guide. It's the easiest way to do it down here. Usually I do the glass portion first and then just wrap around it. But it is a great way of telling you how far the glass actually needs to go so you don't overplace and then have to fish them out of your 64 bottom double chests. Which is tedious enough. And you're meant to see this barrier here that is for the elevator, or not elevator, the stairwell, rather. So don't be worried if it connects to a solid block instead of another stair. It's supposed to. And this is more or less what you should be looking at as far as one side of the ceiling. There should be a bunch of glass dividing these little segments so you don't accidentally shear the wrong sheep. And then I will show you guys at another episode how to get the sheep in the easiest method that I have found. Because sure, you could just put all the glass in except for the top piece and then drop them in, but I've found, if you have the right timing, there's an even easier method. It just takes a good amount of time to do, but it's very consistent and does not give you that much trouble. Only prerequisite is good reflexes and timing. And that's coming from a person who doesn't have the reflexes to play the PC version of the game. This is why I'm on Bedrock, so I can use a controller and play on the Switch. Which is probably a good portion of the reason why there's so much lag. The device can only handle so much, even if it's run off of the server and not saved to my device anymore. Because at the beginning of this series, when I started posting it to YouTube, I did have it saved as a world on my device, and now I have a realm set up for it, so it has a bit more oomph and support. So now with this, I shouldn't need any more stairs for a while. And once I get all the glass and sheep and everything in here, we can start getting the shears. But I'm going to need a lot of iron for that, so it's time to start considering how I'm going to expand the iron farm. And yes, I will have to do that. Do I have the glass on me? Empty shulker box. Tough. No, I think I used almost every single piece of glass I had, expanding my guardian farm. So, next episode is going to be something entirely different from this. I know exactly where I have to put my next build and what it needs to be. I just need to go gather some materials. But I can set that up later. Now I have just enough time to potentially get some of these elevators installed. So the easiest way to get out is to go up here, run down the long stairways, and then, because you'll have a solid floor, you can just hit the button, and whoop, you're outside. Also, if you're wondering why this is a cutoff as it stands, I'm going to be putting an access point over here. And it does depend on having this exact center over there. There's not going to be hardly any of that gravel left once I get done setting that up. But we're not quite at that point yet. Although it's starting to look like a multi-level build, as it should. There's technically 3 floors. The storage, the sheep, and everything I put on top. And in that top, there's going to be a nice looking roof that allows for artwork on the front. If you're still hanging around from when I built this on the Awkward Kingdom with a different block palette, you'll know roughly what I'm going for. Let's go ahead and update before I do the elevators. And it just looks like a really white and yellow rectangle. It looks like a sponge, okay? It looks like a sponge. I didn't mean to make SpongeBob with weird little antennae, but don't worry, it won't look like that in the final product. It just looks that way because that's how the floor is laid out. It will all be fine. So let's go ahead and grab the pieces I need from downstairs. Going to need 2 more soul sand. 2 magma. Go back upstairs for kelp. Should be here. 43 is more than enough. And there's also a water bucket. Bam. Okay. So now I can do 1 elevator immediately, and I don't think with how shallow it is, I should even remotely need a water breathing potion. Since I have respiration on my helmet, I should be safe. That just guarantees there won't be any phantoms bugging me. Oop, that jump did not actually trigger the wings. Thank you. So we're going to start with the nearest one first. Oh yeah, I need 8 more of those. And I also need to put block right there so it doesn't cause me an issue. Where did I put my end stone bricks? Right there. I'll just keep some out just in case I need to do this again. Look up, jump, place on side. Okay, because that needs to stop well before the top piece. Let's make sure each of these are all fully blocked up at the very least. Nope, I missed this side too. Okay. Now that I don't have to worry about anything falling on me. And with all the light sources, I don't even have to worry about things spawning. And that's another side quest we need to do before I can move forward is get the floor blocks for this thing, because I'm tired of having to deviate to try and open a door. Hmm. 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 And we're going to leave you right there. And make 8 more of these. So I need to now go up to the top level again. And then back down through one of these to start placing. You sit there. You sit there. And now everything should just go straight up and down and then stop. Good. I'll get these elevators installed in between episodes, so y'all don't have to deal with the flashing. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel a ton. And I'll see you in the next episode.